have to kill all of them myself?
Hey there guys, Outlaw Dolphin here, and this is the release of Season 7, Storm and Fury. Not too sure how long it's been out. I've been away for 2 days, and I've come back to find patch notes 1.26, and they have some long awaited stuff on here pertaining to the Warden and the Valkyrie, which I can't wait to read because I'm looking at them for the first time here. I've not read all the way down, so as I read down it will be the first time I'm seeing it. So we'll start off with the Warden. Sorry, I think the servers are just contacting behind. And I don't think I'll have any gameplay for you, but I'll just go through the updates. My first Season 7 quest for Honor will pertain... There we go, so the hero update. Made changes to Valkyrie and Warden movesets for more versatility and efficiency. I'm going to read the patch notes for you. Secluded Keep. What's this? Once the personal retreat of the Pious Lord surrounded by water is now highly disputed outpost. Available in Tribute, Skirmish, Eliminator, Brawl, and... Not Dominion though. Maybe. Gear and Reputation, all new stuff. Show off your mastery with 10 new reputation levels, each with its own exclusive rewards. Masters rank and leaderboards. Ranked duels are available outside tournaments. Awesome. And extra loot. Between August 3rd, which was yesterday, to August 6th. Track you progress. Careful Ubisoft, spelling mistake there. On the player barracks at ubisoft.com. Extra loot fest. That... okay. Are we all good? And there seems to be new content as well for all heroes, new effects. I'll check those out at some point. But first, the Warden. Beginning with the zone attack. Zone attack can now be chained into heavy finisher. Developer comments, the heavy finisher link gives Warden new options to link up to do additional damage, especially with new soft feint shoulder bash for off heavy finisher. So Crushing Counter-Strike. Crushing Counter-Strike no longer guarantees a shoulder bash. It still links into it, however. Crushing Counter-Strike now guarantees a top light. So that is a brand new combo, which is good. When you're playing or playing against a Warden with something that has the description of straightforward, I do find a Warden to be the easiest to fight, just simply because it's predictable. It's probably the first hero that perhaps 80% of us use because of the story. I'd be damned if I don't see any Wardens out there that aren't at least Reputation 1 ever, unless brand new players, granted, because the game has been free for a while on Steam. Okay, so the developer comments, Crushing Counter-Strike already deals quite a large amount of damage, and leading into a guaranteed extra damage was too strong. Instead, you can now go into a guaranteed top light, which leads to additional follow-ups that are not guaranteed, so that's good. So instead of just following up with more damage, it gives you more of a mix-up. Just makes you more unpredictable, which is exactly what the Warden needs. So now the shoulder bash. Charge time for maximum charge is 1000 milliseconds, up from 800, so it takes longer. Maximum charge hits at 300, down to... okay, so a longer charge, but it's quicker than it was before. It can be cancelled into a feint at any point before the movement starts. So you can use it as a mix-up, so that is brilliant. You have up to 100 milliseconds after releasing guard break button to feint. So you have a small window to feint. Developer comments, the intent for this new version of Shoulder Bash is to have both a strong opener that forces a reaction from your opponent and has the option to beat every single defensive option your opponent possesses. Okay. So that might be useful against Conquerors, Warlords and Shigokis, pretty much, and Valkyries. Anything that's typically defensive it now gives you a way to perhaps beat turtling. Heavy finishers. Top heavy finisher is now unblockable. Is it? I'm looking forward to this. Hits at 1100 milliseconds, up from 800, so it takes longer, and costs 6 stamina, down from 12. So it takes about a third. Takes about a third longer, but now costs half the stamina. Side heavy finishers now deal 40 damage, up from 35, and costs 6. So a side finisher now deals more damage for less stamina. Also, probably just to balance the whole idea of heavies being swung, because like I imagine the unblockable is going to be key, but this gives you the option of trying to use other stuff so you don't overly use the unblock. The Warden's heavy finishers are very rarely used outside of fainting. Excuse me, sir, I use that all the time. Probably for the wrong reasons. It's probably what makes Wardens predictable, the heavies. Finishers are rarely used outside of fainting, and this change makes the top unblockable, giving the Warden a great tool in group fights. Yes, it will. I can't wait to use this. Side lights are now 500 milliseconds down, so they're making the Warden quicker overall. First side light now does 12 damage, was 15, so quicker but for less damage. That's good. That balances. The second light now does 6 damage, was 9, so the lights deal less damage. Sorry. So lights deal less damage. Heavies are now more available to you, so they want you to use the heavies. Well, I imagine they just want to see Wardens used in a more versatile way other than what they are used. Developer comments: the Warden's opening game was quite weak. Against a Warden, you always guarded top and switched your guard to beat zone attacks. With this change, all of his opening lights are 500 milliseconds, and as such, this increases opening pressure the Warden can use on his opponents. I can't wait to use this, guys. So the new attack, forward dash and forward dash and heavy. The Warden has a brand new attack, dash forward and heavy. Costs 12 stamina to use, deals 20 health damage, 500 milliseconds attack, starts 300 milliseconds in the dash forward movement, always hits from the top, and chains into heavy finishes. Let's just jump into training. I want to see that. Going against a level 1 Warden bot, and I'll use my Warden. I want to see this moveset. Might have to just pop the microphone down because I'm holding it at the moment. Okay, so there we go. So checking this out, when you hold vertical, 1 R2 and the second is unblockable. And you don't have to hold it. You don't have to hold it, that's brilliant. So it's literally Warden's Wrath, 1, 2. Let's check Guardian's Assault, 1. So Guardian's Assault, and I imagine Vanguard's Advance, every second R2 is unblockable. Let's just check from the side. But not from the side. Let me just check if I'm doing this right. 1. Yeah, no. So, from the side, not unblockable. From the top, it is unblockable. Okay, so you see that there? That is the dash. So I'm dashing forward. And let me just check I'm doing this right. Because I see... Yeah. Okay, so standing still, this is your heavy. Dash forward, now comes down a lot quicker. Does little damage, but you can chain it with Warden's Wrath. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a thing. It could be a thing. I think Wardens are probably going to be one of the deadliest things on the battlefield right now. Okie dokie, so that is the dash. Developer comments, the Warden needs an attack with a lot of forward movement to help close in the gap against more mobile heroes. Let's just pause this so I can stop Darmody from talking. To close in the gap against more mobile heroes, as well as to catch roll attempts. This attack solves both problems and rounds out his kit much more. I believe that is brilliant. I mean, I've just used it in the arena. It's still, yeah. Okay, so sprint attack. The Warden's sprint attack now chains heavy finishers both out of locked and locked. This change was made to have consistency between the forward dash heavy attack and its sprint attack. It also adds viability to his sprint attack, making it more effective. Okay. Maybe this has been the update that the Warden has needed since... Well, I mean, I never played Seasons 2, 3, 4, 5. I came back in Season 6. I was away from Season 1 just because of all the difficulties that the game was having. But I've come back and this is now a completely different Warden from Season 1. Just by giving him an unblockable heavy from vertical only. It didn't look like it was working from a horizontal perspective. But I think that's what they said in the patch. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the Valkyrie, and just in case, I'm going to change the hero. If there's anything new, and I can, you know, I can use the new like, if there's anything brand new on the Valkyrie, I can use it in the arena, just to show you guys. Or, because I made the discussion video a few weeks ago for the needs of a Valkyrie. Let's see if they've done this. Okay, so beginning off with brand new chain attacks for the Valkyrie. The following chains have been added: light, heavy, 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 light, light, heavy, light, heavy, 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 light, heavy. Developer comments, this gives the Valkyrie a more fluid and much better path to her mix-ups. Note that Shield Crush on hit or miss and Shield Tackle on hit still count as a light chain starter. So you can still begin your chains by using your Shield Crush or Shield Tackle. I'm actually going to check those out now. So let's check that out. Light, heavy, heavy. Okay, so I'll do this all vertical just because the bot always blocks to he or she's left. Let's go light, heavy. Okay, so that chained, but the second one didn't. Nice. So that's Norse punishment. 1, 2, 3 with the flip. So if your Valkyrie does that, that's thrust and slash. So that was light, light, heavy. We don't need to see Boar Hunter. Let's just check out her moveset. So Heyar's Fura, whatever. That's the heavy, heavy, heavy. Valkyrian Torment, that's the heavy, heavy, light. Harrier's Fury, that's the heavy, light, light. Heavy, light, heavy. Heyar's Assault. Let's check those out. So Heyar's Fury, or Fura. Oh. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So you have to press them quite quickly. any form of delay and you're not performing that third hit. Let's check it from the side. Okay, so from the side it's not too bad, but 3 heavies are going to be predictable, so you might not see this one too much. So let's check Valkyrian Torment. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's not too bad. That final light comes out very quickly. I will be amazed if I see anyone parry that. Okay, so now for Harrier's Fury. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Wow, that is quick. Okay. Anyone... Yeah, these R1s are now super quick. Look how quick those are. 1, 2, 3. Not even... I don't even think that's seconds. Okay, so Heryar's Assault. Interesting. Interesting little mix-up. Okay, so I changed direction there, so the final R2 can... Vertical, vertical, vertical. Vertical, vertical, horizontal. Still feels a little bit slower than just doing all vertical, but obviously changing direction is going to help you a bunch there. Okay, so moving on. So now we have the sweep attack. Now performed by pressing X. Is now 500 milliseconds, down from 600 milliseconds. Can now sweep multiple targets, friendly and enemy. So be careful of that one. All sweep no longer chained to regular attack. All sweep slave are now 500 milliseconds down from 900 milliseconds, so that's nearly twice as fast. Sweep attack is no longer guaranteed after a throw, and the sweep attack punish. The sweep attack punish can be done from hit recovery of a successful sweep from 600 milliseconds to 800 milliseconds with heavy attack about bloody time. Because in my discussion video I told you that if you're going to punish someone that you've taken in your sweep, then your best thing to do is to do the leaping forward R1, because when you spear swept someone, it created an awful lot of distance, so much so that your heavy R2 is out of range. You have to jump towards them, and this now does 25 damage and costs 12 stamina. So I'm just going to check that. I'm just going to check out the sweep attack. Okay, so I'm going to do this the way I know how. Okay, so I'm going to do this the way I know how. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so going to do this a simple way. Oh, Warden, just get over there. There we go. You. There we go, so straight down. And it's a lot simpler to perform. The shield sweep is just now square, 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 R2, finish. So that makes it as simple as something that the Centurion does. If you think of when the Centurion can get you out of stamina, and a full charged fist can just put you on your backside, and he leaps into you with an R2 no matter where he is. It can be quite distanced, or it can be up close. He'll just kind of like jump on you. Block. Okay, so out in the middle of the arena, when you spear sweep someone, kind of pushes them away from you. Okay, so you'll just have to be quick on that R2. because I'll show you guys here. 1, 2, 3. If I wait, it doesn't happen. But if I do it straight away, then the Valkyrie will move up and take a little jab. So I actually like that very much, because what I used to do, I'll show you what I used to do. I don't think it will work. And nope, so that didn't work. But obviously I was doing that. After spear sweeping someone, let's just give it one more try. 1, 2, 3. While they're on the floor, I was doing that. Just because that was the quickest thing, because the simple R2 was too far away. Okay, so. There we go, so Shield Crush. Shield Crush's recovery, miss recovery, has been reduced to 600 milliseconds from 900 milliseconds. You can now branch to chain attacks at 300 milliseconds, was 500 milliseconds. Shield Crush can no longer be performed from heavy attack recovery. Shield Crush is no longer performed after a chained attack. Now, it is only performed as a cancel from any heavy attack in the chain. Developer comments, Shield Crush now guarantees the second light attack in the chain. Okay, so let's check that out. Which one specifically is Shield Crush? Okay. So the one that I was just testing out there was indeed Shield Tackle. Going to all guard. And light attacks do seem to come out a bit heavier. And you can... Is that just R2? No. I did something interesting there that I didn't see on the moveset. Shield Tackle, R2, Spear Sweep. Okay, so if I just lead the Warden over here, because I don't like how they get against the wall. So, Shield Tackle, R2. Wow, so you can chain all that. That is impressive. That is... Come over here. Is he... Yeah, there we go. So let's try that again. So chaining all that is now very beneficial to a Valkyrie. There we go, so that didn't work just there because I pressed R2 twice. Spear Sweep, R2. And that's from the all-guard stance, so you can do that. And that's all from Shield Tackle, because I'll show you. I'm pressing for Spear Sweep after is not happening when it was here. There we go. So that is 4. Yeah, that's pretty intensive. That's going to be nuts. You would have to block from the Spear Sweep. You need to block that R2 after the Shield Bash, and that's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, so here we are for Shield Tackle. This is what I was just doing. There is no longer an uncharged and charged Shield Tackle. Now, the only version of the move does not cause unbalance. Interesting. Shield Tackle no longer has full block start. Does it not? Is that not what I had? I mean, apparently I don't, but I think I do. It consumes much less stamina. And apparently you can do it twice. Either way, let's not get too distracted. I never noticed there are animals in that cage. I've been in here many times. Okay, so Shield Tackle can now be feinted from the move entry, loop, and beginning of the strike with B. Ubisoft, get your head on straight. Like, So the sweep attack, now performed by pressing X. Okay, so no, so this patch note is geared for Xbox controls. Fair enough. And it is no longer possible to cancel shield tackle with a back dodge. Okay, that's fair. For everything that they've added, that is fair. Removed the charge from the Valkyrie's headbutt, front throw. Headbutt is now a normal front throw. Throw's connection to sweep are now 700 milliseconds for the front, right and left. Was 600 too. A little bit slower. And 1100 milliseconds for the back throw was 1000. So it's made a little bit slower. Light attacks. Light opener's range increased. Very nice. Top finisher light attacks are now 400 milliseconds, down from 600. Side finisher light attacks are now 500 milliseconds. So all the lights are 100 to 200 milliseconds faster. This will improve Valkyrie's intensity. The one thing I want to see is something on the stamina, but because I think maybe it's changed. I think stamina consumption has changed, but I haven't seen anything said just yet. The Valkyrie's side light finishes now have special hit reaction that push the opponent on hit and can stagger opponents if they hit walls. Yeah, I think I saw that. Let's just double check. Let's get this side so that I can attack from the left because the warden will block. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I think in the past, I think it was just that the shield would hit. I don't think it would stagger them like that, like it was doing there. But I'm not too sure on that. I would have to check previous footage. Superior block light follow-up. When Valkyrie blocks attacks with her superior block when using light openers, the attack becomes unblockable and does 27 damage. When the Valkyrie blocks attacks for superior block when using light attack openers, the attack becomes unblockable. Okay, so that might be something that you'll only really see when playing her in a game. That might be tough to pull off in the training arena. Shoulder pin, which I showed you guys on my discussion video, was a little bit tough to pull off. Now counts as a chain starter. Nice. So in my discussion video I showed you, it looked like it was a standalone thing. What we can do here is opponent settings. Let's have Vanguards of Advance. Are you always going to be vertical? Nope. I'm going to see if I can pull it off. But I kind of need the warden to be on par with me here. There we go. So that's the idea. So that was the idea there. Let's try and pull it off one more time. There we go. So it creates a little bit of a delay. Tiny bit of a delay from switching from the R2 shoulder pin to the light attack chain. Now I was just doing the shoulder pin into light, so that will be different if you're trying to do R2 light heavy. Just depends, but there is a bit of a delay. Shoulder pin was a very risky move for very little reward. Yes, it was. Being guaranteed now, you can safely use it every time a dodge block connects. So it was a very rare move to see Valkyries pull off on the battlefield against other players. Hopefully now this will mean we will see it more often. Just a hope. Zone attack. Added a 200 millisecond feint clip after a second strike of the zone attack. The second hit of the Valkyrie zone attack can now be cancelled into Shield Crush at 400 milliseconds. The second hit of the Valkyrie's zone attack is now fainted at 400 milliseconds, was 100, so slower, to prevent a flicker issue. Okay, so they had to slow that down because there was a glitch in the Matrix. That's fair. We can't, we can't ask fairer than that. It was breaking the visuals of the game. Second hit of the zone attack, now 800, was 700. That's probably just to balance what they changed for the first time. Dodge attacks now launch at 300 milliseconds into the dodge, was 0 milliseconds. Okay. Dodge attacks now launch at 300. Yeah, maybe slower is better, because I used my Valkyrie as a sniper. Its dodging attacks were lightning fast, so now this changes. That changes something. Dodge recovery is now 600 milliseconds, down from 700, so that's better. There's a lot of recovery issues for the Valkyrie, but that should deal with one of them. Attack damage rebalancing. Heavy opener deals 24, down from 25. When the second heavy in the chain deals 28 damage, because that's a new chain, so you're dealing twice as much damage effectively. So 24 down to 25 for the opener, and the brand new chain now deals 28. So if you land the first attack, you're doing less damage than you were, but if you land the second one, you're obviously now doubling. The heavy finishes deal 32. That's up from 30. That's brilliant, because now we might see more executions, from the Valkyrie, which is something I welcome very much, because you see me in my quest for honors. When I'm using my Valkyrie, I rarely do executions, just because the damage from the R2 was 1, predictable, and 2, it didn't do enough damage. This should change it. Shoulder pin now deals 20 health damage and 15 bleed damage. That's 3 damage per 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So you're dealing 15 bleed, so 15 to health and 15 to bleed over time from 1. Really? It used to be just 1. Wow. And health 15 from 1 health, 15 bleed. Okay. Light opener now deals 15 damage, up from 12. The second light chain now deals 13, down from 18. Top finisher now deals 12 damage, down from 20. Okay, so they've completely turned that around. Where the final attack did the most damage, now the first attack does the most damage. And I think this is probably the risk for reward that they were rebalancing earlier, like they did for the shoulder pin. Like, to do your damage as a Valkyrie, you had to land all 3 attacks. Now you only really have to deal your first attack, maybe your second, and perhaps now the reward is to chain it into a heavy, which will probably now reap greater rewards. The side light finisher now deals 12 damage and stuns, so that's good. I never really noticed if the shield ever dealt any damage while I was on the battlefield. It's very hard to keep track of that while fighting people. But if it now deals damage, because that's what I was saying for maybe giving Valkyrie the maybe now giving Valkyrie the Haymaker feat, which I doubt they were ever going to do. They are not going to change feats, because that's balancing on a scale that they don't want to do, which would mean every single shield attack would do damage. But now the light shield attack does damage, the finisher. There we go. So now getting onto the map. I kind of read this at the beginning. It's available in, it's called Secluded Keep. It's available in Duel, Brawl, Skirmish, Elimination and Tribute, but not Dominion. General. There's tournament reward updates. I read that out at the beginning. Let's just see. I'm just checking if there's anything. Ranked rewards update. That was all there at the beginning. Master and Grandmaster ranks. That was there at the beginning. Let's just see. Progression update. Nope. New weapons. Nope. Improvements. So, okay, so I'm gonna read the improvements, then the bug fixes, and that will be the end of this. So beginning with revive. Change the health upon being revived to 50, down from 100. Applicable in all game modes. That is perfect. That is a good change. If you think of, this is probably particularly for Dominion. If you've literally just come out of a battle that's leaving you with minuscule health, you have a teammate next to you, you're fighting another opponent. If you then die to that opponent, it's probably tactical to go down and then be revived. I actually like that change. That's probably just BS what I just said, but this is a good change. I welcome this change. Ladders. Ladder punch, I don't fight on ladders. I just knock people off, so I don't know what most of this will be. But a lot of you guys will probably know this better than I do. Ladder punch strike now 400 milliseconds, was 600 milliseconds, and can now hit opponents between 100 milliseconds and 400 milliseconds. Was 500 milliseconds to 600 milliseconds. Okay. Ladder punch recovery is now 400 milliseconds, was 500. And the ladder slide hit area slightly reduced. Okay, so maybe like if someone's climbing up a ladder and you slide down it, the hit area slightly reduced. That says to me that your player has to get closer before the hit guarantees. Not sure. Developer comments, we do not want to see a lot of combat on ladders, but the combat we do see has been biased in favour of the opponent who is above. Now this will even it out a bit. Sliding down on a player or attacking a player sharing a ladder does not deal damage anymore. It only knocks the opponent off. Unless they hit the floor, right? From a height, like if you think of the ladders at High Fort or Overwatch. Because if you knock a player off at a ladder that height, you want to see damage when they hit the floor at least. Maybe not when you hit them on the ladder, but when they hit the floor at least. I hope that's still there. Damage was applied inconsistently in these scenarios, and we think ladder conflict should not be a valid form of combat. Okay. And they've changed feats. Fareoh, damage increased to 0 from 25. Okay, so Fareoh now deals 0 damage. It dealt damage? That might be, yeah. I remember one quest for honor particularly, I got Fareoh'd a ton. And, I don't know, kept going down very quickly. I never realised it dealt damage. Bear Trap, cooldown increased to 120 seconds from 90. So now it's 2 minutes instead of a minute and a half. Fire Trap cooldown increased to 160 from 120. And the Stun Trap cooldown increased to 75 seconds from 45. So I actually like that. These are perhaps Bear Trap, I'm thinking in particular the Shaman. I would see the Shaman put down like 5 Bear Traps in one fight, and I'm just like, how does your cooldown happen that quick? But yeah, because it used to just be a minute and a half, and obviously a minute and a half in Dominion is not that long. Fire Trap, you only really see that once every single fight for someone who uses it. Fareoh is someone who uses that a lot. But now to see that does not deal any damage anymore, because I don't think it should. It's like, oh god, it's like Ki for the Orochi. It just needs to stun them, because it does too much already, and then to deal damage on top, a tad OP. But never really realised, because I never use it. Matchmaking timer. Added a timer in the matchmaking screen to show the actual time passed searching for a match. Great, I can now watch my life tick before my eyes. AFK kick warning. A 10 seconds warning message will be displayed before being removed from a match due to inactivity. That's actually pretty good. But 10 seconds if someone is... It's not a 10-second warning that needs to appear. You know, it's just like, it's however long they've been idle before that. Because I don't know how long that is, because I had a Quest for Honor video where a gladiator just stood there for about half the game, and then he got kicked, and then the AI came in. So we already lost the game effectively because we were only fighting with 3. Okie dokie, so battle outfits. At the start of Season 7, all battle outfits will have permanent price drop. Battle outfit from 1,500 steel to 1,000. Battlefield outfits from 3,000 will now be 2,000. Battlefield outfits from 5,000 to 3,000. So yeah, cheaper, that's better. Quick chat can be set to off, team only, or all in the user interface options. Due to community request, the quick chat can now be disabled or set to team only. This new setting only affects the received messages, and the default setting is all as before. And bug fixes, there seems to be quite a bit for quite a lot. Okay, so let's try and get through this a little bit quickly because I've already taken up enough of your time. Fighters, general. Stance change now properly updates stance when hit for the Conqueror and the Amarusha. Developer comments. The fix that is being applied to Conqueror and Amarusha puts them on the same level as the other static guard heroes. There was an issue with these two specific heroes where their stance was not properly updated after being interrupted. However, this fix now introduces the 100 millisecond instant stance change bug to Conqueror and Amarusha, who were previously unaffected by it, hence making them difficult to fight. I maybe noticed this on Amarusha, but Conqueror, I don't think I ever noticed this. Maybe Amarusha makes a lot of sense. I fought a lot of Amarushas in Season 6, and there just seemed to be an advantage to them. I couldn't place it, maybe this was it. Where static guard heroes can instantly change their guard after 100 milliseconds during their stance change action instead. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. This, oh god, it's when you would see them shift from top to right to left, and you would see them do it like too quickly. Maybe this is that, I'm not sure. Instead of having 100 millisecond delay. We are aware of this issue and we are working on it to be fixed in a future patch. The correct behavior is to always have 100 millisecond delay before your guard updates when performing a stance change action. Okay, so they're saying we are aware of this issue, so maybe they haven't changed it yet, but are planning to in a future patch. Bug fix. Orochi, Peacekeeper, Conqueror, Lawbringer and Highlander in offensive form can no longer perform diagonal attack back dodges. Thumbs up from me. Orochi, Peacekeeper, I never really noticed that. Maybe Lawbringer and Highlander. But yeah, no longer perform diagonal back dodges. It's meant to be just, you know, this isn't Dark Souls 3. There's no omnidirectional here. It's just back, left, or right. Diagonal just upsets a lot of the attacks from a lot of characters because it's not designed for diagonal movement. Bug fix. Reduced deflex left movement. Okay, so reduced deflex left movement of the Peacekeeper and Shaman by 0.25 meters. I'm assuming that's meters. To make sure multi-deflect connects through all 4 hits of the Berserker's zone attack. Okay, so that's a Berserker bug specific. You can now perform all 4 hits on the zone of the zone attack on Peacekeeper and the Shaman, making them less effective. Fixed an issue that caused throws to sometimes cost more stamina than they should. Okay, I like that. Conqueror specific. Okay, so this is Conqueror specific. Wow, that's a lot for the Conqueror. Adjustment. Fixed an issue that allowed the Conqueror to block hits while in full block stance without any stamina cost. Reduced the stamina cost to enter full block from 10. No, to 10 from 20, so it now costs less. Reduce the stamina cost of the flail uppercut to 10 from 20, again, costs less. When blocking An attack from full block stance will cost stamina just like the Warlord. So good. No longer turtling, just it now costs stamina, whereas it perhaps wasn't before. When blocking your locked target, light block reaction, minus 13 stamina. Medium block reaction, minus 20. Well, no, I don't think that's minus. Now costs 13 stamina. Now costs 25 on the medium block. Heavy block reaction now costs 34 stamina. When blocking an external source, so this is probably people attacking you from the left or the right when you're not locked on. Light block reaction will now cost 7 stamina. Medium 12.5. Heavy 17. So it costs less than the target that you're locked onto. Bug fixed. An animation issue for the chain light attacks after a heavy top attack. So animation issue has been changed there. Bug fixed an issue that caused the Conqueror to play the exit animation of the charged heavy twice in a row when cancelling the charge. Okay, I'm not too sure on that one, but if you're a Conqueror and you've suffered from that, you may not have to suffer it any longer. Raider. Not too much for the Raider here. Bug fix. After a guard break, the Raider's attack can now correctly be launched from any stance. Yay. Yay. For someone who doesn't use Raiders and only fights against them. Yay. Bug fix fixed that caused the Raiders press backbreaker, I'm assuming that's not a move, to not ledge properly. So they've changed that. Not sure what that was. Warlord. Just one for the Warlord. Fixed an issue that caused a camera issue when the Warlord's head splitter was being deflected. Okay. Kensei. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. What is this? Fixed an issue that allowed Kensei's right heavy finishers, when cancelled from top heavy finisher, to act as a chain starter on miss. Okay, so that... Okay. That might explain why Kensei would feel more fluid than it actually looked. Shigoki. Fixed an issue where Demon Embrace improperly ignored defences, such as another Shigoki's passive uninterruptible stance. Okay. Fixed an issue, improperly ignored defences. Okay, so maybe like all guard stances? We'll see. Nobushi. Fixed an issue that caused a Nobushi's kick to cost extra stamina when missed. Yay, that's very nice. Shinobi. Fixed an issue that caused the Shinobi to be unable to counter guard break after heavy finishes is parried. Okay. Gladiator. Improvement. Increase the rotation at the start of the Gladiator's crowd pleaser and forward cheap shots. Okay. Bug fix. Gladiator's skewer's third bleed application is now applied at 1200 milliseconds after the hit. Was 11, so this is to prevent the third bleed being applied and still allowing the branch to dodge. Okay. Feats. Punch through. Okay. Changes. Block damage is now doubled. Punch through cannot kill through block damage anymore. The uninterruptible effect on light attacks has been removed. And bleed effects have been removed. Developer comments, punch through initial setup was causing issues in an increasing number of edge cases. We decided to retool it from the ground up to make it future proof and more consistent with basic fighting mechanics. Okay, so we'll see that on the battlefield probably. Emblem editor. Potentially fixed an issue that caused the emblem to reset, as we were never able to reproduce this issue internally. We hope that this will fix the issue. I've not had any problems with the emblem editor, so I cannot speak of any. User interfaces. Fixed an issue that caused the default controller layout to show that caused the player to not be... Hold on. I'm not looking at the right thing. Fixed an issue that caused the default controller layout to show feet 3 and feet 4 as inversed. Okay, that might explain why sometimes I was hitting the wrong thing. Fixed an issue that caused the player to not be redirected to the main menu if back button is clicked on the preview bundle page. Okay. Bug fix. Fixed an issue that caused forfeit to not be displayed when a player leaves a game mode that has forfeiting enabled. Interesting. Customization. We noticed that some reputation outfits we were giving the same symbols or paint patterns at 2 different reputation levels on the same character. This created a bug so that the expression would not unlock correctly at the lowest reputation. To fix this, we are making sure that the symbol or paint pattern will be unlocking at the lowest reputation and adding a new symbol or paint pattern to the highest reputation to replace it. Affected heroes are the Lawbringer, the spiked banner paint pattern that is rewarded with reputation 18 and reputation 22 outfits. This will now unlock at reputation 18 outfit only. A new paint pattern will replace it for the reputation 22 outfit. The Thunder Moon, symbol that is awarded with the reputation 4 and reputation 16 outfits. This will now unlock at reputation 4 outfit only. A new symbol will replace it for reputation 16. Peacekeeper, the 3 towers symbol that is awarded a reputation 2 and 14. This will now unlock a rep 2 outfit only. New symbol will replace rep 14. The Iron Grip symbol that is awarded at rep 18 and 22. This will now unlock at 18 only. A new symbol will replace 22. And there we go, guys. That is patch 1.26. Very much looking forward to my Season 7 quest for honor for the Warden and the Valkyrie. I mean, come on, guys. These have been updates that we have been waiting for since game's release. Valkyrie has suffered with the input of every single new hybrid that came in after her. She has been the least popular hybrid. Now, hopefully, this will push her up to mid-tier. I don't think she'll be like the Lawbringer or anything like that, but hopefully this will change everything for her. And for the Warden also, who is listed as adaptable, straightforward. That might have to change, as I now believe he is not as straightforward as he was before. Okay, guys, I will see you on the battlefield. Have a nice day, and I will see you for the next one.
Do I have to kill all of them myself?